I think I'll have it going.
All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome
Tupac.
back. What are we on? Number 18?
Yeah.
18 of 18?
18-4-4.
Anyway, so what you were going to ask me something about traffic.
Yeah, I'm talking about traffic. Okay, we have these laws, these rules that we're all supposed to know. Okay, like if you're going through town to town, you get to rock the 4-lane. You know, the farthest left lane because you're just going right. Or if you need to overtake someone, that's what that's for.
What do you mean? If you're going town to town, you get to rock the 4-lane? What are you talking about?
Yeah, like sometimes, okay, you got like the if you're getting ready to exit, you occupy the 2 right lanes.
All right.
And if you're just cruising, you
Then
get to
you're in the
occupy
left
the
lane.
next left lane, the number 3 lane. If you're trying to overtake someone, you use the 4 lane. Depending on how many lanes y'all got.
Well, yeah.
So how my question is, how come all these? This is how you could tell they're not from Utah, or is it being taught to Utahns now to turn from your exit all the way from the furthest left lane to go all the way across 4 lanes?
Nobody's teaching anybody that. Okay,
a lot of people be doing it.
Yeah, they have been. They do that everywhere.
I mean,
because like if you go watch Bonehead Truckers on Fridays, they have a segment called 4-Wheeler Friday.
4-Wheeler Friday.
And about half the videos are people doing that. Just they're in the left lane. And this is what happens: is they're in the left lane and they're just driving, not thinking. They're not like, okay, my exit's coming up, and then they look up. They've suddenly become aware.
Yes.
Because they're in that unaware state, which is scary as shit.
Yeah,
because they're
watching
driving
television. Yeah, exactly.
They suddenly become aware, and they're at their exit, and then they just and off the exit. And sometimes they don't make it.
Right.
And then they hit the barrier.
Yes.
Which is not good.
Right. But I have noticed recently, since we've had an influx of people moving in from other states.
Well, it's probably just because they don't know where they are. So, I mean, they're just confused. I don't know. With Google Maps, like it's weird that you'd think nobody would still be doing stuff.
Oh
like
yeah,
this,
exactly.
Because you can see well ahead, like when your exit's coming up, and you can start to get over. Or whatever.
She tells you too. She says, "Move to this lane."
But maybe they're not using Google Maps.
Right.
They just suddenly become aware and do it. I mean, California has always had that. Every time I've driven to California, other than the last time, it's always been really bad drivers. And the last time I drove there, they weren't too bad. They're actually worse here.
Yeah, so they all moved here. All the crappy drivers moved up here. Yeah, because I've noticed that too. Like you'll see someone that is in the overtaking lane.
Yeah.
And they're doing like below speed limit, and then all the way across.
Yeah, I think it's just generally people are bad at driving. Like, I mean, I don't know. I'm a truck driver, so I see it all. Like today, I saw a rollover.
Right.
It's like and then I'm coming back, and they shut down the freeway. It was to the point to where me and a bunch of other truckers put our trucks in park.
Right.
Because we were there. I sat there for 20 minutes.
And
not just like moving a little, like straight up still
not going
for 20 minutes, not moving at all. So they shut it down for something. Yeah, and I don't know, it's probably just because somebody wasn't paying attention or, and then there was another 5-car, like, I don't know what they are, but they like all run into each other. There's like 5 or 6 cars on the other side of the freeway coming back. That's just the drive back. It's like the rollover. I don't even know what happened. They just just drive by it, and there's a Suburban on its top. And it's like that wasn't on the freeway either.
Right.
So it's like, what were you guys doing on the surface streets to get that thing to roll over?
Oh, yeah, like all that momentum. Way to go.
Yeah, so, and like I couldn't really see any other cars around it. But this is a daily occurrence.
Right.
It's like daily I see accidents.
Oh, yeah.
It's usually 1 or 2 a day.
And I've kind of been wondering, too, like, about I know that we have no safety in our state. We don't have to do safety, but how about people and their bright lights? Like, I know I've complained about this before, but...
Yeah, but that wasn't on safety anyways. They would just turn them on and make sure they worked.
Oh, yeah, that's it. There's no Because I know
No.
isn't
I
there a
don't think
law
they
about you
ever-
can't have too bright of lights?
I mean, I don't know, 'cause you can have your high beams,
Right.
but I don't know if there's actually a law that says you have to turn them off. You know what I mean?
Right.
Or I mean, people don't too. Like I drive through a canyon
Right.
Wednesday mornings. It's so early. It's so dark 'cause there's no lights. There's no street lights in this canyon. It's like
Right.
you
It's
know,
a canyon.
it's rural.
There's deer up there.
Yeah, there's lots of deer.
They don't need no
And
light.
you know what's weird is there's lots of deer, right? And you would think people would be like aware and paying attention, but once again,
Right.
like every 10th car won't turn their brights off.
Right.
And so you're driving and sometimes it's right by deer. And so I just slow down, you know, 'cause I don't want to hit a deer, but they're everywhere. It's like usually I'll see at least 10 deer every Wednesday.
Right.
And usually about half of them are dead on the side of the road. And there's full on areas where it's just like you'll just be driving and there'll be a big old freaking blood patch.
Blood pile.
'Cause they don't clean it up.
Right.
It happens so often that they don't even clean it up. The blood will be there until it rains again or
Right.
whatever.
Oh yeah.
So, I mean, I don't even know how deer still exist up there. 'Cause I've seen so many, there must be so many freaking deer.
That's what they go. That's where
up
they go
there.
to die.
Like, seriously. 'Cause it's so much. I mean, I don't
Right.
know if they're not cleaning them up. I mean, I imagine they're cleaning them up.
Hopefully.
So how am I seeing like 4 dead deer a week?
Right. Well, Saratoga got in big trouble for not cleaning up their dead deer. I don't know if you
Yeah,
remember that in
well,
the early 2000s.
No, I
'Cause
didn't.
yeah, they weren't. They were just leaving them, and people were like, "Oh, that is so gross." And then,
Yeah. Well, I saw the dude one day.
Right.
He has like this like a dump trailer,
Oh yeah.
and it's got like a freaking one of those cranes on it. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
the little ones that go on
Right.
the back of pickup trucks, and he just like kind of wheels it out. He had it out, and he had it on a deer, and he basically just fucking lifts them up and then
Right there we are. Plop them
dumps them
on.
into the dump trailer. I don't know what they do with them after that, but yeah, I mean, well, that was actually on I-15. So every once in a while, they see a dead one on I-15. But
Yeah.
it's usually in that canyon. I mean, and up there, not just in the canyon, but once you get past the canyon, it's like, 80 miles
Right.
where you got to worry about it 'cause there's deer everywhere. And then it's like, it's a 2-lane road. There's no street lights,
Yeah.
so you can't see anything. And then people don't turn their brights off. It's like no wonder everybody's just hitting deer. And then everybody just does 80.
yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
like, what the hell is wrong with you people? Sometimes, last week, I don't know if I told you this story, but I'm cruising along, and like I cruise the canyon at 45
Right.
because the deer will just pop out in front of you, and like I'm trying to rank in my company, right? So every year, if I don't get any events, we'll
Right.
call it, which a hard break is an event.
Yes.
If I don't hard break the truck, then I can get to a ranking, and it's just there's no real reason for it, but basically, if I get a hard break because the deer just plops out, then it's not good for me. So I'm going 45, and like people are passing me, and this car passes me, and then like I don't know 2-3 more miles, they're pulled over on the side of the road because they hit a deer. Their front smashed in. Like they only got one headlight on. They didn't even turn on their flashers. So like I
Right.
couldn't even see that they were there.
Oh yeah.
Or their flashers weren't working. I don't know. Only one headlight was working. No brake lights and no flashers. They weren't even pulled off all the way to the side of the road. And then the deer is gone.
Right.
I don't know where the deer went. I guess it lived and ran off. But it jacked their car up.
Oh yeah.
And so, we're going along, and that dude's on the side of the road. He hit a deer. Okay, I don't know why he stopped, but whatever. So I'm cruising, and then, somebody else comes up behind me doing 80. And I'm like, I know you just saw that car that just hit that deer.
Right, exactly.
And now you're passing me, and flying along. I'm like, what is wrong with you people? Like, seriously, like, I get it. I'm slow. I'm used to being passed in that
Right.
truck. That's fine. That's not a big deal. But when you see that kind of stuff, how do you continue to do 80? You just, like, people are so delusional.
Oh,
and
yeah.
they're thinking, like, it won't happen to me.
Yeah.
It won't happen to me.
Yeah, we need to have that. We need to bring that blood on the highway video back, you know? Like put the fear of Jesus in some people, you know?
Yeah.
Cuz you think about it, those speeds in that video were, you know, in the 60, 70 range. You know?
Yeah, I do think cars have
I mean,
gotten safer.
well,
That might have something to do with it too, but
right. But I mean, not when you're
But
doing
still.
80 miles an hour on the freeway with your super bright lights on. I know for a fact they can't see crap because, like, in the morning when I'm going to work by all the refineries, there's a fog, you know, a stinky fog.
yeah.
And I know that their lights just illuminate it all because I could, you know, like, I could see them. Like, hey, you can't see nothing because all you see is the fart particles, you know?
Yeah, so I think they just like I don't think people think about their like look ahead capacity. You know what I mean?
Right, yeah.
And they just are like, well, I'm just driving through the fog. They aren't thinking like, well, there's going to be something here that I'm going to definitely run into.
Right.
You know, even though there's dead deer all over the place and alive ones,
Right.
you're still doing 65. Like,
Or people too, like that's my biggest fear is like when I'm driving on the freeway, I don't want to speed, but I'm afraid of going too slow and being struck by one of these guys who doesn't see.
you don't have to worry about that.
You know what I mean?
You don't have to worry about that at all. Trust me, I drive 57. My truck will only go 57.
Right.
So, and people don't run into you. They will get out of the way.
I don't know. Well, I mean, you're right, but I've been scared quite a few times.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, oh no, don't hit it.
It's funny when they freaking, like yesterday actually I was driving and somebody was passing me and I was actually going fast. I was going 55.
Right.
Usually right there I only go 45 because of the deer. But I was trying to get ahead. But anyways, this dude passed me and he like honks at me as he passes.
Right.
I'm just like, well, dude, I can't go any faster.
Right
like,
on.
you know, like, you know, what is honking going to do?
Right.
You know, you're angry, right? So you're getting your anger up and you're honking. Like, I don't know what you expect me to do or what it's going to do for you. Like, sometimes people flip me off, which I just think is hilarious.
All right. Because, like, yeah, you want to go that fast, huh?
Yeah, well, I'm like, dude, okay, well, here's some math for you, okay?
Right.
If I drive that truck at 57 miles an hour down the freeway and you drive at 70 down the freeway, it's 10 minutes per hour.
Right.
That I'm slower than you. Okay, 10 minutes per hour, right? So let's say it take you 15 minutes to get to work and the whole entire time you're stuck behind me. You know what I mean? If we just simply divide 1 hour by 4, we get 15, right?
Right.
So if we take 10 divided by 4, you're literally going to be late 2.5 minutes.
Yeah.
This is the time you're saving yourself, okay? And you're not, actually. 'Cause
Right.
this is what happens. It happens every single Wednesday. When I get to Richfield, I'm done. I don't have any more stores. Now I can come back to Salt Lake. People pass me throughout the time of coming back, right? And so the first thing I do is head over a mountain to a town called Scipio.
Right.
Well, people pass me on that. And guess what they do when they get over the mountain? They stop at the gas station.
They see you again.
And they goof off. And then
Right.
I pass them. And then I go along, and after usually around American Fork, I see them passing me again. And I'm like, so it just goes to show that amount of time that you sit at the gas station was the time saved, you know, or the time lost. You know, the other thing that happens all the time is people pass me, and then we both get off on the off-ramp.
Right.
And they hit a red light, and then I catch up to them. And by the time I catch up to them, the light turns green, and I'm right behind them again.
Yeah. I mean, I listen to what you say about it because I'm in the same boat. I don't want to speed because it's just wasting money. Like, you're right. You're only going to get 2 more minutes out of it. I ain't racing home to get a hamburger before everyone else. You know what I mean? Like, no.
Yeah, and like I get it. You don't want to be held
Right.
up. And I'm not holding anybody up either. The last time I got flipped off, it was on the freeway. And I'm like, well, you can easily there's 5 lanes, you know? Just pick one of the other lanes and pass me. Right? Like, it's not that big a deal. Look, all these other people are passing
there
me.
they go.
And
Woo.
they're not flipping me off. You know? You're the only one that's angry here. It's like, get rid of your anger.
Oh,
What is it doing for you? What does your anger do for you?
You're exactly right. You shouldn't. there's too much in driving that vehicle to be angry because you're literally driving like a death machine. Like, you can use it as a weapon.
Yeah.
Why get pissed?
Well, people die every day in that thing.
Right.
Probably more people die in that thing than by long guns.
Right, yeah.
So why don't we just ban cars?
Yeah, we can put
You
that
know,
on there.
There's your leftist viewpoint.
Right.
Cars kill people.
Cars people
we should
way
ban
more.
them. We should ban all the cars because they kill people.
Well, and they also aid in all the sex work industry and child abductions.
Right.
And
Yeah, cars
are bad.
Cars are evil.
Yeah.
You know, if we use our emotional mind, cars are evil. We should ban them.
You can't drunk drive a scooter.
Yeah, it's freaking crazy. Well, you can. I think. Can't you get busted for drunk driving a scooter?
Yeah,
You still get a DWI.
Yeah,
or something.
DWI.
All right. Well, so how is your 75 hard now? What are you on, day 4?
Yeah, day 4.
And I'm on 18.
18.
Is that what we decided? How's it going? You getting tired yet?
Oh, well, yeah, but it's a good tired.
Yeah.
Makes you feel good, like you did something.
It doesn't make me feel good at all.
It should.
I feel tired.
Use your brain. Be thankful for it.
Yeah.
Isn't that what that guy's telling you?
No, he's telling you that it's going to suck. He's telling you to be mentally tough.
Yeah.
It's going to
get
force
tougher
you to
over
be
it.
mentally tough. That's
Right.
what he's saying. So, yeah, I think I don't think I've messed up at all. Are you still reading 10 pages? every
Yeah, I'm
day?
still reading.
Do you like read, or do you use like an iPad?
No, I use a book,
You use a book?
like a physical book.
I don't. I have it on there. It's not an audio book, but it is like a.
Oh, you can read it. You can read them out of a screen.
Yeah.
Oh, well, hey, heck yeah.
You didn't know that?
No, I thought I had to go buy a book, and I'm like, man, I don't buy. I have books in my car.
I mean, you could go to the library if you don't want to buy one, but yeah. I just hate like holding books. I hate reading out of actual books. It's way harder for me. So I just read off of I get ebooks. and read.
Oh, yeah.
It's a lot easier and better. I don't know, because I'm just used to looking at a screen. I mean, it's amazing that I'm reading it all, because I've never been able to finish a book
Oh, really?
or not very much. I mean, I think I only ever read one book.
I think I've read series, but not because I wanted to. I usually read them just so I can know what the hell people are talking about. Like, oh man, I'm gonna read. I read all them Twilight books because I just wanted to know what everyone was getting off on.
Why?
I read them.
Dude, I think only chicks were getting off on that.
Well, I talked to chicks,
and gay
man.
dudes.
Wait a minute. Hey,
It's okay to
It's
be
okay.
you.
Yeah,
you
to
know?
be me.
Yeah.
Hey.
I don't think anybody, it's 2025 now. Nobody really judges, It's all good if that's what you're into.
I'm not. I love women.
Into that glittery stuff.
Glittery,
Wasn't
yeah.
one of them glittery or something?
Yeah, glittery
In the movie.
vampires. They're all glittery. But I read that 50 Shades of Grey book, too, and I thought it was boring as hell.
I think that's for chicks, dude.
Oh.
Like, I think you're reading chick books. Like, you need to stop doing that.
Well, I haven't read any since.
It was just those two.
Well, no, there's a couple others.
Dude, that's like their porn.
Dude, yeah, it is. Girls get off on their brain like they do. They're way more in the brain about things than us men. I don't understand how that works either, but
I mean,
they do. They're like, oh yeah. I'm
Who
like,
knows?
what?
they don't understand how they work either. Nobody does.
So I was gonna say, if people keep passing you, you should just have a different ad on your truck. You know what I mean?
What do you mean?
So like when they roll by, like let's say every hour the ad will just change, like because they're gonna be coming
Yeah,
by again to
well-
be reading it. Tostino's Pizza over here,
Very good
$2.99.
paying attention. No, well, it does have the ads on it, but
Right.
I don't know. It says on the back in big green lettering.
I can only go this fast.
No, it says like max vehicle speed,
Right.
57 or something like that. But it doesn't matter, dude. It's like, trucks are slow. That's just the way it is. Some are slow, some aren't. It's like, just pass them and move on with your life. Like,
It's safer that they're going slower than you. Give them space. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean,
They take a long time to slow down.
we have a lot more weight to deal
Yeah.
with than you guys do.
You have stuff inside which you don't want going on the outside. That's why you use that truck. You know what I mean? Like, everything about it makes way more sense. You know why you don't want to mess with the truck? Because, again, all the stuff you don't want to mess with is in there. You know? Or can't deal with is on there. There's specialty for that. They're not just cruising around for the fun of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, it's like
there ain't nothing fun about driving a full truck down the road.
That's the other thing too, is the stopping distance. Okay, if you guys are in your cars and if you ever listen to this, and maybe we should just make a segment that's about ways to drive around truck drivers.
Yeah, or just like, this is the local law that we keep forgetting.
Well, here's some things that you should think about, okay, that you probably don't know. When you like pass a car and you like just, you know, you're going around a car and here's the car and here's you, and you just kind of go in front of it like that.
Right.
Okay. That's fine. Okay. No big deal.
Right.
But the trucks, we need more space to stop.
Yes.
So don't just come around us like that. Okay. Go ahead and then come over. So give us a gap, a good gap in front of us, like more than you think we need. Because that is one thing. I'm not saying that people are cutting me off. That's not what I mean. But I just think that they just don't realize that there's a reason there's a 1,000-foot gap in front of me.
Right.
I put that gap there on purpose in case I need to stop this truck. And I don't want you in front of me when I have to stop it, because I'm not going to stop as fast as you.
Oh, yeah.
And then I'm going to rear end you.
Right.
And that's not going to be fun for either of us,
right.
especially not you. You're probably going to have a worse time than me. You know what I mean? It's just mass. Like if we, it's Newton's law, right? Whatever that means. Like an object in motion tends to stay in motion. Now, if I'm heavy and you're light, I'm just going to move you out of the way.
Boom. Right through.
And it's not good for you. So that's one thing I would say.
Plus, some trucks can't see you within the first 10 feet of their truck.
Right. We have blind spots.
Right.
In the front, there's a big blind spot, especially for pedestrians. That's another thing that you could think about. Look, I have this little Lego,
there it
almost
goes.
a car thing that my child left on my desk. Now, if you're like passing me, and you could come out in front a ways and then pass me.
Right.
What was I going to say? I can't remember what I was
blind spot in front.
Oh, the blind spot in front. So if you're walking around my truck, okay, walk more forward than you think you should. And that's another thing for truck drivers, is we shouldn't pull out into the intersection very far.
Right.
So I'll stay back because I can't see you. I've actually seen this video on YouTube, and it was from the perspective of the cab of the truck. And this car, there's one where a car literally pulls out in front of the dude, and he can't see it at all.
Right.
It's in the blind spot on the side and on the front. So what he ends up doing, the car pulls out in front, and the car is so close to the truck that the truck runs into him.
Oh,
like
yeah.
That.
Yep.
And he can't see it. You can't see it from the dash cam because of those blind spots. Those Peterbilts, I think it's the Peterbilts with the big old
really
square
long.
hoods.
Yep.
Like you can't see shit from there. And
No.
their seating positions all jacked up too. They're basically like slung back.
Yeah, they rolling deep. Right.
So it's compounded by multiple things. And the car haulers are even worse.
Yeah.
Because they have to drop down because they have a car over their head.
Yep.
So they actually cut the cabs short on those car haulers. So the cabs are short. The windshield's small. A lot of them put a fucking visor on there.
Yeah.
So then that takes another 8 inches of windshield space.
Tons.
So they can't lift themselves up. And then they're like the Harley drivers of truck drivers. They're like, so they want to look cool.
Yeah.
They all just want to look cool. They want to like they don't put mufflers on their trucks. It's like, and so they won't jack their seat up. If they even can, they probably can't even jack their seat up because they're missing a. Anyways, they can't see you, so walk around the front of the truck.
See eye contact. When I went through ERV training,
eye contact
to learn how to drive an ambulance.
Yeah.
Like, they had like so many laws for us, and yeah, eye contact is how you avoid smashing into people with.
Right.
Because if you
Look
can't,
look at the drive. That's what
Yeah.
we're doing when
Yep.
we're driving those trucks. Like I'm not staring at you because I want to stare at you.
yeah,
I'm staring at you so I don't run you over.
right.
Like I need to see where you are, where you're gonna go, everything.
Yeah.
As I'm driving around, that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, you got to be a fortune teller too, because everyone else does squirrely Dan shit. So we got to make sure we
Yeah.
don't.
Well, yeah, and I don't even know how a lot of people aren't just ran over because like you're
Oh,
texting
yeah.
while you're walking, right? You're in your phone while you're walking. Okay. Well, guess what? Your fellow drivers are doing. They're
Right.
texting while they're driving.
Full on watching a porno.
I mean, maybe. I mean, I have seen people watching YouTube. While they're driving. I've seen tons of people text all the time while they're driving.
Right.
They're just like, "What are you guys doing?"
I mean, I was guilty of that, but not any longer.
Yeah.
Which is super annoying, kind of. But
Well, you can pull over.
right, exactly.
You know, back to what started this
Yep,
conversation.
being safe.
Okay, here's my advice. Okay, professional truck driver, here's my advice. If you are about to miss your exit, be cool.
Right.
Don't just dart over 4 lanes, okay?
No,
It's
no.
not a big deal. Everywhere I've ever driven, you can just take the next exit. It's going to be okay. All right? Get your Google Maps out. Take the next exit. You'll be able to get there. You'll probably only be like 2 minutes late, and you won't look like an idiot. You know what I mean? Only you will know that you're an idiot. Nobody else will know that you're an idiot, right? If you fly across 4 lanes and sideswipe somebody, then
You're an
not,
idiot. Yes.
you're not going to get there, okay? You're going to be sitting there dealing with paperwork, insurance, the cops, all that kind of stuff.
Right.
You don't want to do that, okay? Just be cool, okay? If you miss your exit, just say, "Oh well," turn your signal on, start getting over, take the next exit. When you get off the next exit, just pull over on the side of the road.
Yeah.
Put it into your Google Maps where you need to go, and it will surface street you there easy, right?
Right. And you're completely right. I've noticed too for myself, if I do hear my phone going off and I pull over, I send the text, you can actually
Yeah.
text better. You can actually make it you know what I mean?
Right, and so same thing. When you need a text,
Yeah.
if you hear your phone go off, you think somebody's texting you, you need to do it. Just pull over.
Yeah.
It's we pull over on the side. I pull that big truck over on the side of the road
Right.
all the time to send a text message, all the time, or to call somebody or whatever. And it's a big old truck. There's
Right.
plenty of places to park. Just pull over, send your text, get back on the road.
Right.
No big deal, right? It's not going to take you any time. You really aren't going to lose time. It's really not a big deal.
Right, really not a big deal. I just kind of wonder too. I want to see if anyone has any pictures of someone that, how they talk on their phone like it's a tostada, la, 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 and they're just talking at it at their phone. I just wonder if anyone got
I don't think I've ever really seen that.
Really? I
I
want to start taking pictures of that.
I mean, like the microphone's at the bottom. You
Yeah,
mean
so
like this?
yeah, they talk just like that.
Like, I mean,
I've seen white girls do it
I've done it.
even worse. Like they hold it just like this, and they're talking
Yeah.
like at it. Like, sorry, cool. Like probably your microphone's blown because you've been yelling at it.
I don't know. I doubt it. Their phones are probably old and shitty. That's why they're talking like that. The speaker and the thing's broken. That's why I was doing it. So that's how I know it's on speakerphone, because the top speaker's broken.
The top speaker jacked.
Yeah.
It does suck when that top speaker breaks or it gets like some dirt in it, or like a fuzz.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever like attracted some like files, like metal filings, and got them in there.
I
They're all
mean, I probably have. But then again, it's the iPhone, so there's I don't know, maybe they don't do grills. They don't have speaker grills on Androids.
my old one.
Like this one has a speaker grill on it.
Right. My old one did have, not this one. This one's good, but my old LG had stuff would fall into the speaker grill and would just rattle. Like it was crazy the sounds that would come out of it.
Yeah.
But it had the button on the back to turn the volume up and down. That was the bombest feature in the whole world. Because it was a big button too. It wasn't like you were trying to find a little tiny spot. Like you get your phone situated in your pants at work, and you're like, okay, left, the volume is right here, da da da. Now you start working hard, and then you go to like push the button, you can't find it, or your box cutter got in the way. Now you got a hole in your pants.
I don't use a box cutter. They're dangerous. I'm not allowed.
You're not allowed.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys were. Does your company supply you with safety blades, or have you bought your own?
No, they give us like letter openers. They're like yellow.
Yeah, yellow with the thing, right?
Yeah, yeah. They're like a T-blade or something like that. Like
Yeah.
I don't know.
So there's like a company that makes those, and I have a couple of them,
Yeah.
and you can replace just the head on them.
All right.
It's-
Yeah, ours are just plastic with blades in it,
Right.
so they're just disposable. Like you just. But
Yeah. So
anyways.
these ones are kind of crazy because like I've seen all the different heads for them. Like there's a hook one.
Oh really?
There's like a two like edge like this, like it that comes down with razor blades to cut. And I was like, man, like that one, you got to be like the Thor, like, you're just going at whole pallets at a time, rotating,
Yeah, none of our product is really taped. It's all pretty much glued. Like they do tape some of the boxes sometimes, but it's pretty much just glued. So
Right.
you just can tear it open with your hands. It's not a big deal. Yeah.
On the about that, how much dunnage? Okay, so this is kind of random thought I was just having. You know how like they be making cardboard bells and they say you can only put so much crap in them. Like, if your company like be taping the crap out of them, like let's say you worked for Amazon, how pissed do you think the guy is working after their bell, like figuring out like getting the tape all off all that cardboard?
What do you mean?
Like, do you think the tape is worse for recycling, or the glue is worse for recycling?
Well, I don't know what you mean by that. Like what is your question?
My question is like, how much
I'm
contamination?
sure there's not a guy that
comes
takes the tape off. Like it's not like they send.
I know
this
there's
shit. They don't send all these hundreds of thousands of bales to the recycling center, and then there's a dude that
one
sorts
old
it
Chinese man.
and like peels the tape off.
Yeah.
Like they probably just put it in water,
Yeah.
and they put all the cardboard in the water, and then the tape probably just becomes unsticky and floats.
It becomes a damn mess.
No, then they probably have a way of skimming it
Right.
so that the cardboard goes to the bottom and the tape goes to the top. This is my guess. Or they like shred it up.
Yeah.
And somehow they separate the plastic from the cardboard. I don't know. I mean, and this is probably more likely, they don't do either of those things.
And they just landfill it.
And they just landfill
Yes.
it. But I don't know, because everybody does have a baler.
Everyone does.
So let's see how.
I'm still going with old Chinese man pulling the tape off.
You think like the tape guy? He's just
He's like,
pissed
oh, I
as
hate
hell.
my life. Yeah. Fuck, you guys suck. I was just thinking about that because everyone's like, oh, do I have to take the tape? I'm like, hell no. Look how much crap's in there. Like, people put the wrong stuff in there all the time. I had a guy put a case of tofu in there, and I almost lost my mind. Almost. But I knew I had the
Well,
next day off, so I went home.
My guess is if they find something like that in it, and it's because it's probably infested by
Yeah.
the time they get it, then they probably just throw the whole bale away, and then you don't get paid for the bale,
Right.
Like that's my guess. Let's see. I'm on a website, and I don't know if it's real or not, but basically, okay, so step 1, they collect it. Step 2, it says sorting. The next stage is to sort the different materials.
Right.
Firstly, this is in the UK. Because it's the website is gwp.co.uk.
Right.
I don't know what that means, but firstly, any cardboard coated or waxed, i.e. for food contact, is separated, undergoes a separate specialized recycling process. So they can do waxed. Sorting of the remaining material separates corrugated cardboard and what is known as box board, thinner material with no fluting used for items such as cereal boxes. But it doesn't say how they sort it, though. It just says they must be sorted. Okay, so shredding and pulping. So this is where they put it in the water.
Right, get it in the water.
After sorting material, the next step is to shred it and then pulp it. Once shredded into fine pieces, the process mixes the cardboard, water, and chemicals to break down the fibers in the paper. So probably any plastics they just probably have a different buoyancy.
Right.
And so they float it off. Or filter. Well, step 4, it says filtering. The pulp material passes through a wide variety of filters. Firstly, this eliminates foreign objects such as tape or glue. Centrifuge process removes contaminants such as plastics and metal staples. See, so they have, that's what I thought. So they have like these ways of getting it to separate out, right?
Nice.
It's all automated. Like people don't really work anymore. Like,
right.
You know, and stuff like this.
Except for that one Chinese man pulling that tape off.
Okay, so the following, he would have to be many millions of Chinese, you know, maybe that, like, I don't think that they could.
I don't think they could.
They gotta make me my iPhone.
They gotta make me the iPhone. Yeah, they gotta get us our Temu.
Yeah.
Send it.
Don't be jumping out the windows. Did you hear about that?
No.
They put suicide nets on the buildings. 'Cause too many people were jumping off the buildings committing suicide.
In the 1920s or recently?
No, it was like the 2010s.
Oh, dang, really?
Yeah. They force them in the factories, man.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking communism is bad.
So why? I feel bad. 'Cause I found out someone was complaining that they were going to get deported. And I was like, well, why are you even here? You know, like, how did you plan on staying? And they just said, well, I was born in America. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's...
Well, how are you going to get
You should just stay
though?
here then. Because his
Well,
mom and dad are super illegal.
Yeah, I don't know if he should stay here. You know what I mean?
Well, no, I feel you.
Maybe he should go back. You know? It's
Right.
like maybe you shouldn't even let them deport him. Maybe his mom and dad and him should just go back. You know, start a revolution.
Right.
Take back your land. Take back your country. Like, that's your country. Go take it back. Go fix it.
Go fix it.
That's what we're trying to do here. You know, and unfortunately, this is what that means. We're
Right.
trying to fix this shit. 'Cause, like, you don't get it, man. Like, maybe that dude's a good dude. His
Right.
parents are
Oh,
probably
yeah.
good people. A lot of people are good people.
Oh, yeah.
But there's a lot of bad people that came over, you know. Well, he might not get deported, though. They might eventually get to him,
Right.
but he's definitely going to be low on the list.
Oh,
they're
yeah.
going after criminals.
I mean, they should go after criminals.
The criminals never should have been here.
Right.
You know, like,
Period.
they never should have been able to come over in the first place. Like, why didn't his parents go do it the legal way?
The legal way. Yeah, I don't know.
And they've been here this long. How come they haven't done it the legal way up till now? You know, like, you're already here. You would get an administration like the Biden administration that isn't going to do shit to you.
Right.
Go do what you need to do. Maybe, you know, I wonder how many people applied for citizenship that were already here that got it during, like, you know, that came over here illegally and then were able to make it work legally. I wonder if anybody ever does that.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously now it's probably not a great idea because they're probably going to deport you. But if you would have done that 3 years ago,
Right.
under the
right
Biden
thing.
administration, they probably would have gave you the shit, you know? It's like, look, here's the problem, okay? You have to pay the piper. You're not going to get out of it. Nobody is.
Yeah, there's no way out of it.
Nobody's going to get out of it.
You can't rob Peter to pay Paul. Sorry, I don't know where that even came from.
I made a strong shape.
Nice, look at that.
Do you know what that? Like, I watch this engineering channel.
Yeah.
You know what that is? Can you see it?
Yeah.
He plays these video games. It's called The Real
Right.
Civil Engineer.
Hold on,
okay?
give me 1 second.
You have to go pee again.
Yeah,
I have to go pee too. I'm just holding it. I got practice. Got practice because I'm a freaking truck driver. Know how to hold it. Yeah, I don't know. There was. I don't know where I heard that. There's some suicide net somewhere. I don't know. Yeah, I think it says in the 2010s, Foxconn suicides. This is on Wikipedia. It says the Foxconn suicides or a spate of suicides linked to low pay and brutal working conditions at the Foxconn City Industrial Park in Shenzhen, China, that occurred alongside several additional suicides at various other Foxconn-owned locations and facilities in mainland China. The series of suicides drew media attention, and the employment practices at Foxconn, one of the world's largest contract electronics manufacturers, were investigated by several of its customers, including Apple and Hewlett-Packard. Yeah, so it was the Foxconn suicides, I guess.
Oh yeah.
Anyways, yeah, this dude, like, he basically just plays video games, but he's an engineer. He used to be a civil engineer in the UK.
Right.
He plays he's like a game streamer on YouTube or whatever. And, like, basically any chance he gets, like, he'll play, like, these little engineering games and, you know, where he's building things and stuff. And any chance he gets, he'll make this shape. And he calls it the strongest
The strong shape.
Yeah. So, like, if he needs to build a building, he'll make it the shape like this. And he calls it the strongest shape building. It's funny. Anyways. Yeah.
That's funny.
I don't know why that stuff's so funny. Freaking perverts.
Freaking perverts.
All of you. If anybody ever picks up and watches this show, yeah.
I was watching Cops last night, and the guy had the strong shape on his back window because his window was dirty.
Yeah.
So probably his friend did it, put the strong shape on his car for him.
Done that to
Yeah.
people.
And the cops all, "You need to wash your car. This is offensive." And the guy's like, "What? It's offensive." And he goes back there and he's like, "Oh, man."
Yeah. So the cop arrested him?
No, he gave him a ticket for a bad registration.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if you ever watch ODP live.
No, I don't really watch.
It's on
cops.
YouTube.
I do watch. I don't know what ones
Or I
I
don't
watch.
know.
Sometimes I watch a cop show on there, but yeah. You know, you wonder too if any of that's staged.
Right.
It's probably just staged. It's reality TV isn't real. Nothing's real, you know.
I don't know. These tiny houses are real.
Are they? What tiny houses?
I don't know. I watch a lot of that stuff.
Oh yeah.
Just not the same people you watch. I don't know.
Yeah, well there's a lot out there. You know, there's a lot of people doing it.
Oh, yeah.
That's the thing is, like, you know, if you're going to go do that, you could film yourself and maybe get a channel going and make money. But not so much anymore, I don't think, because people used to do it a lot more. But
Oh, yeah.
I mean, market's saturated for every little thing.
Oh, yeah,
so
exactly.
Who knows?
I don't know. I definitely don't want to film it. I would rather just get it done, you know? Like,
Yeah.
I don't have the patience to film myself alone.
I mean, it's annoying. The little bit that I've done here on these channels, it is pretty annoying.
Well, like,
but there's benefits.
Right. If you have someone working with you to film it, then that's a lot better. You know what I mean? I can get behind that.
Yeah, well, you have to do the work. You know, nobody's going to do it for you. Well, it's like, you know, if you had somebody with you doing it, you would need to pay them.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then you would have to actually make money at it to pay them. It's like, you got to, like, yeah, it's just too hard. It's too hard.
Right.
If you film yourself, you don't have to pay yourself. You know, you can get it started and rolling. And then after, like, you know, years of doing it, maybe you could pay somebody.
Maybe pay it, yeah. Well, I don't know. I just would kind of be like, I would probably forget where the camera was pointed and start working over here and be like, oh, man.
Yeah, I've done that. I forget to turn it on. Like, I'll start a project, and I try to film them and put them on another YouTube channel. If you've somehow found this, then I have this whole other YouTube channel. But anyways, I try to film it, and I'll just forget. I'll just be like, well, I I did all this stuff. It's all right though. Then you just explain it. I guess you just be like, all right, well, I did all this stuff.
Yeah, I mean that would be probably the avenue I would take is explain the after or like the premise before.
We need to start that thing up again.
What thing?
The different projects.
Oh yeah, I'm all about it. Okay. So while he's taking a break, I'm going to talk about communist China in the 1850s. Communist China in the 1850s was a dire, dreadful state, where a lot of the technologies were borrowed from our American brothers. Also, communist China in the 1850s was also quite solemn. Not very many Chinese people were going to the theater or other activities because they had to work in their jobs to pay for their modern electricity advances that were coming. Also, they had cholera outbreaks. I feel bad for those Chinese people in 1850. Rest in peace. Thank you again. Yeah, if you did find this dope, cool. I'm really proud of what my brother does, and he keeps it funky fresh. So check in, tune in, subscribe, tell everyone so they can make it jive. And also comment, leave stuff you want to see, because customer feedback is way better. Or YouTube feedback, what would you call it? Subscription feedback?
Yeah, but I don't know. Like,
sub chat?
I don't think what we need to do, this is what we need to do. Okay, let's just put it out here. We need to figure out what people want to listen to and talk about that. And then we need to figure out a way to get everybody to share our podcast. You know what I mean? Or get them to get other people to listen to it.
Yes.
If we could do those two things, then we could be unstoppable. You know what I mean? We could get...
Right. For every new share you guys bring on, we'll enter your name into a jelly bowl, and we'll pull out winners and give you these great surprises.
I don't know how we're going to do any of that. Tyler will do that.
I will be in charge of that great surprises. Yeah. It'll be good. Kippered snacks for everyone. Yeah, my buddy was telling me today that he saw an ICE agent or an ICE bust going on, and he was delivering UPS packages there. And he's like, I didn't know to pull my hat over my face or just walk up to the van. Like, that sucks.
Did you see that one that they delivered it to like a
SWAT house? Yeah.
like situation. The Amazon guy, he pulls up and he's just like, he's just gonna make his delivery.
Right.
I don't know what that. Wonder if we could pull that up. So like, what I was thinking though, is like one thing that we could do is just put videos up and comment on them.
Right.
You know what? Maybe we could do it with this one here.
Heck yeah.
Amazon SWAT delivery. Let's see, SWAT delivery. Amazon delivery SWAT. Okay, let's see how this goes. If I plug this into this. I know this is what you guys want to see.
Everyone loves to see the challenges, see us overcome them.
Let's see what happens here.
Amazon driver really...
Except we can't hear it. Hold on. Give me 1 second.
Well, I got 1 second.
I got to change this to that.
So, I mean, I think that's like shows workmanship right there, you know?
What do you mean?
That guy was like, hey, hell, no wind, no shine. He was getting the package going. That's my kind of drive right there. I would be walking through a hail of bullets to get my customer satisfaction.
Yeah. Let's see. So...
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I think we should have...
The extra mile for a delivery. The driver made his delivery while SWAT teams were engaged in a nearly 24-hour standoff. With an
I wish this was the original video, though. Let me see.
Oh yeah.
Let me see if I can find the original video here. I forget I gotta mute this thing while I do it.
I just
Yeah.
want to get like one of those blue vests and just walk through like the front of the lines.
What do you mean?
Get an Amazon delivery vest just so I can like walk through places. No, don't mess with that dude. He's doing a
Well,
delivery.
dude, if you just like walk through places, then you can pretty much just do that.
Right.
Like you don't really need to. Like it's crazy. So yesterday I had to pee really bad because of this program,
Yes.
and like I would go to the Maverick, and that's where I would usually stop, and they were cleaning the bathroom, so I couldn't be there. So I just kept going. So, but I didn't have a Macy's in Santa Quinn, and it was closed. But I knew I could get in there, so I go down there, and I have no reason to be there at all. I just have to pee, and it's closed because it's 4:00 in the morning. or
Right.
whatever. And so I go to the front doors, and they're locked. And I'm like, damn. So I go to the other door, and it wasn't locked. So I was able to open it and go in. And then there's just this lady there, and I'm just in like high vis. It doesn't say my company name on it or anything. And dude, if you just like have total confidence and act like you're supposed to be there, she just like kind of gave me the nod, and I was like, "How's it going?"
What's
you
up?
know, and you just keep going.
Yeah.
Like you'd be surprised at how much places you could get in. Okay, so I think this is the actual video. Here, let's see.
Amazon, hard at work. In the midst of a standoff, he's going to deliver his package. I don't give up. Go Amazon.
She's just like, okay, so you're sitting there in your neighborhood, your neighbor's getting raided, and you're just like, pull your phone out.
It's like, oh
You
yeah,
start
here we
joking,
go, girl.
just filming. I'd be like, I think it's time to move. I mean, it doesn't really look like a shady neighborhood either.
Oh my God.
Oh no. I mean, even those cops heard her talking about it.
Yeah. He
Give
just
us the package, bro.
he just gives it to the cop. But this is the best part, though. Look,
Amazon is this.
look, he has to
Look, he's
stop
taking a
and take a
His name is there.
picture. He has to stop and turn around and take a picture.
Like, which cop did you give it to?
Yeah,
All
Be
of them.
serious about your work.
that one.
What?
That one right there.
Go Amazon.
Package delivered. Yeah, anyways.
I like that idea. That's really cool. Comment on the videos.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we could just go through like videos that I send you for the other thing and just
Right.
talk about them, comment on them, or whatever. I don't know.
That's a good idea.
That's kind of what I thought, and then we would just do those other ideas that we had. But
Yeah.
I just need to do it. So
I know that you're ill, so we'll get on it.
yeah.
How,
Anyways,
why did the Boy Scouts of America have to change their name? Oh, because they got sued for raping people. But how come the Girl Scouts of America didn't have to change their name? I think that's jacked up.
well, I mean, I don't think that it has anything to do with whatever happened. You know, if there were rapes happening, I don't think that that's a Boy Scouts of America problem. You know?
Right.
I mean, like, yeah, any organization that does anything, you're gonna have these these bastards that just
Right.
ruin it for everybody else.
Right.
I think probably what happened is we've changed, our society has changed to the point to where we devalue men.
Right.
We don't want manly things around anymore, and it's on purpose. And that's part of it. If you
Right.
take out the Boy Scouts and, you know, even like basically that's a program that's going to teach boys to be men.
Right.
And we don't want men because men are hard to control. So if we can go through, if our government can go through and get rid of men, it's another reason why they provide programs for men to get out of the house. The whole child support system, it's all based on keeping the men down.
And a way down, yeah.
So if you can keep the men down, then you can control your population easier.
Right.
You know, if you can get the man out of the house, you can control single mothers a lot easier than you can when there's men in.
Right.
The other thing is that, and it's just, you know, this is just the truth, is that most crime, most people in jail come from single mother households.
Yes.
Most crime happens in single mother households.
Right.
It's just the way it is. So it's like, you know, if you want to take over America,
Right.
this is how you do it. And this is how they're trying to do it.
Oh,
This is
yeah.
what they've done. This is what we've allowed them to do. The first thing you do is you get the man out of the house. So you
Yes.
delete the nuclear family, right? Which has pretty much been done here. I mean, there's not too many dudes around that are still married, like that pay their child support, that see their kids, that even if they're not married, a lot of dudes just don't. They don't
Right.
go and do the things they need to do. So that's what you do. You get them out of the house, and now you end up with this situation. Well, how do you do that? You know, you have to make women feel like it's the best thing for them to leave.
Right.
So then you have this population that the men have to work so hard to pay their child support, if they pay it, that they got to get 3 or 4 jobs
Oh, yeah.
to have a house, to have an apartment, to have like a safe, good place for their kids. They got to have like at least 2 jobs, probably 3.
Right.
So they got to have 3 jobs. And so they can't, they're more easily controlled. They can't watch what the government's doing. They
Yeah.
can't watch that the government is, you know, buying Gaza $50 million worth of condoms. Did you hear about that?
Oh, yeah.
They can't pay attention to this stuff because they're too busy working. And then, you know, they got to deal with all their baby mama drama and everything.
Right.
Like, I'm not saying men are perfect. What I'm saying is that we need to start to wake up and realize that this thing that they're doing has been done before.
Oh, yeah.
And it was like in the 1930s. And that should tell you something about something. Like, this isn't the first time they've done this, and it didn't go well last time.
Right.
But,
Oh, yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, a lot of other countries have done the same thing. It wasn't just one. There's
Like,
been
it's
been repeated.
It's all about government corruption.
Right.
These people are trying to get us to be controlled. And if we can be controlled, you know, it's kind of like what we were talking about the other day. Why do they want to get rid of the AR-15? It's not because it's going to be good for humans. It's because it's going to be good for the government to control us.
Right.
It'll be easier for them to control us that way.
Oh, yeah. And especially the classifications of which guns you can buy in which state, too.
Yeah. Like, this stuff used to be conspiracy theory, but if you look at what happened in Australia during COVID, their lockdowns were severe.
Oh, yeah.
Our lockdowns were like, please stay inside. Their lockdowns were like, if you come outside, you're getting arrested.
Right.
They didn't do that here, you know, or they did it here and there a little bit in the Democrat cities, but it wasn't going to happen here. And I avoided or went against every lockdown.
Right.
I went into places with no mask. A lot of times they would just ask me to put it on, and then
Oh,
I would
yeah.
say no. And then they would just say, okay, have a good day.
Yeah.
They wouldn't even kick me out.
Other customers had more fire in their belly against other people, not the corporations. Corporations care, okay, whatever. But
Yeah.
other customers would be like, what the hell? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I would just go in, like in places like Shields. It
Right.
happened to me at Shields. I went in there to get bullets or something one day, and they were like, I'm like, I'm not wearing my mask. The dude was just like, okay, have a good day. That's
Right.
it. He wasn't gonna fight me. He didn't even tell me to leave. Like, I just went in and
Right.
bought my bullets and then left. I'm like, you know, I don't know. I think that's the only time it happened. Somebody else was telling me they weren't wearing their mask, and they got freaking bitched out by somebody, some random person. I was like, you know, but look at what ended up happening.
Right.
You know, the mask didn't do anything.
Right.
It was all about control. It was to see how much they could control us. Like, everybody needs to wake up. We need to realize what we're dealing with here.
But
This is not a good situation.
Yeah. But not get woke like that other kind of woke, because that's enslavement woke.
No, don't be woke.
Don't be woke,
Be
but
awake.
wake up.
Be awake.
Situational
I thought
awareness.
about starting a podcast called "Go to Sleep."
Right.
to like fight against these woke people. You know, to show them, not even to fight against them, to show them why they're wrong. But the thing is that they're never going to watch it. Nobody's ever going to watch any of this. You know, it's like, it's because, and if they did, they would see. It's just like the gun statistics that we brought up the other day.
Right.
If you go look at the statistics and you wanted to ban guns to help with homicides, then ban handguns, because they're the ones that are doing the homicides. It's the people are using way more handguns than anything else, which makes complete sense. They would be the best gun.
Right.
So why are they so on this quote unquote assault rifle? You know, you got to think about this. What is their actual agenda?
Right. The agendas.
They don't care about you. They don't care about me. They don't care about us. What they care about is
money
laundering and control. It's really not even money. At a certain point, you have so much money you can't even spend it. So what are their actual agenda? It's a competition. It's to see how far they can go. It's no different than like, you know,
watching the Derby.
Well,
you know, that's how I contribute it to each year. It's like it's like the profit derby, where they're trying to see which the horse comes in, you know, for their profits, because that money isn't real. It's just a number. You know, all those things that they have are all numbers. Like you got 8 boats, bomb, cool. You can never spend that much time on all your luxury lots or your luxury planes that you own. You know,
and if you're just you know, if you're just embezzling, or what do they call it? If you're just money laundering, anyways. And really, the only reason that they do that and they spend it on all that crap is not so that they can get it and become rich. They're already uber rich and like outrageously rich. The reason is so that we don't get it.
Oh yeah.
Because we're easier to control. Like you can't control somebody if they become these things. These are the things: fit, wealthy, smart, intelligent. Right? All of the things that are good. If what they want you to be is fat, lazy, poor, and stupid.
Yes.
And those are the things that are pumped into us all the time. Bad food that makes us fat. Okay?
Yes.
It makes us fat, and then we can't fight. Stupidity. Look at the entertainment. You know, they're just like, we'll just watch all this stupid TV.
Right. Yeah.
That tears the man. Look at the sitcoms. It tears men down. Like look at Homer Simpson.
Right.
What is that? What were they programming into our heads when we were kids?
Right.
You know.
Yeah, to just be a stupid guy in charge of a nuclear power plant, like how
you're not shit.
Drink beer every day.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what they're literally saying. You as the man are nothing. And look at what a lot of us did. We grew up and became that. We grew up. We got fat. We didn't like go and create businesses. We didn't like go and try to conquer the world.
Right.
We're just like, oh, I'm just gonna coast. I guess I'm gonna skate and be like Homer Simpson and be dumb, fat, lazy, and stupid. You know, and we didn't go try to learn all the time. Like I try to educate myself, but you know, like I just worked at Smith's for 20 years. What a waste. What a giant waste of time I did that for. Like, you know, it's just a waste. It just is, and you got to just admit that to yourself. But if they could do that, if they could do those things, right?
Yeah.
This is what Andy Frisella talks about. This is where I'm getting this from, is from him, and it makes complete sense. Look at what they did. If they make us fat, lazy, stupid, and poor, we have no power.
Yeah, you can't fight back.
If we can't fight back, then what are we going to end up with? The government will take over. We'll be just like all the other countries. We don't have freedom. That's how they took it. That's how they took our freedom right there.
Right.
They made us fat, lazy, poor, and stupid. So what we need to do, it's all right because we're not too far gone.
Right.
What we need to do is become fit, intelligent, rich. You know, like we need to do the opposite of those things.
Yes.
And then we can take America back. And like anybody who voted left, anybody who voted Democrat, anybody who voted for Kamala because she was a woman, you need to seriously consider what you're doing.
Oh yeah.
Because you're taking our country down. It's not a matter of like your team winning or
nothing like that. I mean, I'm all about history. Okay, cool. But make history for the right reason. Make history because of a good thing. Make history because it's positive. Like, we don't need to make history just because we voted in a transgender. Sorry, or whatever you want to say. That's the wrong reason to
Well,
make history.
I
If you
mean,
want to make
if
history for
they're
the right reason.
if they're the right person,
That's
for
what
the
I'm
job,
saying. That's
like
what I'm
if
saying.
they know everything about doing that job, if they can do
Yes.
that job super well. But like, let's look at Kamala. She's been in office for 4 years. All the issues that she said she was going to fix.
Right.
Why is she waiting till she gets to the presidency?
Yeah, be busting it out
why
now.
not fix it now? You know, you look at Trump, and you might not like what he's doing, but he's doing it.
Right.
He did it on
making
day
action
one.
happen.
You
Yeah.
know, people are complaining about these stupid things. And then they, you know, it's like you're always going to be able to find fault in anybody. And that's why I wanted to make a segment where we could see what the lies were on both sides.
Right, yeah.
But here's the reality. It's like this country was built on on essentially rebels. The rebellious Americans came over here.
Yes.
You know, there was a 3% tax at one point, and they like threw a bunch of tea in the water. Right?
Yeah, we
Like
gave them the middle finger.
They started the revolution over 3%. Well, we are all taxed over 50%.
Right.
Like, we are taxed so much, and maybe I don't know how much it is exactly, and obviously it's different for everybody.
Yeah.
But you know, every time you go buy something, you're taxed. Every
Boom.
time you sell something, you're taxed.
Boom.
It's like you're just income tax. You got your state tax. Everything is taxed. Your fuel is taxed. If you smoke, it's taxed.
It's taxed.
If you
yeah.
drink, it's taxed.
Right.
It's like there's so much money going out. And so you need to start thinking about it this way, okay? Are you going to be for the party that wants to tax you more? You're
Right.
already taxed a whole lot. And what do they do with your taxes? They take it from you, and then they give it to people that are able to work and are lazy.
Yes.
Okay, so you're working really hard for a lot of lazy people that are able to work. Now, yes, some people need welfare. Fine.
Okay, yeah.
But we can take care of that in many other ways.
There's
okay.
yeah, exactly. I feel you. There's way more people that should
yeah,
be
but
on the grind.
We shouldn't be sending condoms to Gaza.
Right.
You know, think about this. It's like, look at what they found, and it's only like whatever day it is. So if you vote Democrat, do you want that party, or do you want the party that's going to try to cut your taxes? Like, it's, you know, here's another way to think about taxes. If you're getting taxed 50%, which once we add up all those other taxes,
right.
you could very easily be taxed half of your money. Okay, but let's say it's even like 30%. Okay, think about this. You work your year, okay? That means 4 months of your working life every year goes to the government.
Right.
If it's 30%, 4 months. If it's more like 50%, 6 months. So you work until July for the government, and then from August on, you work for yourself. Okay, think about that. If you start to think about it like that, we are literally tax slaves. That's what we are.
Right.
And then they're taking that money and doing, like, laundering it through Ukraine wars.
Right.
And you know, they're all in bed with the weapons manufacturer. So when they start these wars, they make tons and tons of money.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, plus
So they take our money, they buy bullets with it, they start a war, and then they make money off of that company making more bullets. But they used our money to buy those bullets, and then they're making money. It's like, you know, allegedly, this is all going down, and you guys just fall for it.
Right.
Like
Every time.
So yeah.
Yep. Special interests. Yep.
Yeah, and that happens on both sides.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's like the right and the left are both wrong for doing this. They're wrong for spending our money like this. They're wrong for this whole system is wrong. You know, we shouldn't be this way.
Right.
And
Well,
we shouldn't be okay with it.
No, we shouldn't. If we are going to police up the world, the world need to be paying us, not Americans
No,
paying us.
we shouldn't be policing the world.
Well, I'm just saying, like,
take
as
care of our problems.
as an example, yeah,
They should take
our
care of their
American
problems.
money should be spent here on America. Like,
Yeah.
get
right.
Detroit City going back again.
Exactly.
Let's roll out some new automobiles.
Yeah.
At
so,
the price that they
so
should be
what
at the
you're
price.
saying though makes you racist.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like,
I
what
forgot
I'm
about
saying, people will call me racist.
Right.
You know, Kamala called us all Nazis. It's like that's who you voted for. Think about that. She called half the country Nazis.
that. Right.
You know, and so you're good with that. Like that's who you're good with. And you could say like, well, Trump did this or Trump did that, and it's like, yeah. So stop thinking about it that way.
Right.
You guys need to stop thinking about this team versus that team.
Right.
We need to have Team America and everybody else.
We need to be looking for the single goal of becoming better.
Yeah.
Not our party winning or our taxes doing this. We should be doing it for everybody.
Well, plus it's like, you know, you got to like look at your creators, the people that you're watching to get your news from, essentially. You know, when they say Trump did that thing, did you ever, and like I would love for somebody to actually listen to this and they voted for Kamala. I would love to talk to them and have a conversation because I would love to see if they ever heard something about Trump and actually went and researched it. So like, you know, if you saw something where they said, well, Trump said he was going to be the dictator.
Right.
This was one of them. Okay. If you go watch the clip where he says he's going to be the dictator on day one, if you actually watch the whole thing with context, you're not going to think that he was saying the same thing.
Right. Oh
That
yeah.
you think that he was saying. Because that's not what he was saying. It was a joke taken out of context.
Oh yeah.
And
yeah.
so what they do is they take these clips and edit them to lie to you, and you fall for it. You know, it's time to wake up.
Oh yeah.
Stop falling for it. Pay attention.
Yeah.
Go-
Be real
Go
about it.
actually research it.
Yes.
Do not. You know, they did that with George Floyd, and they burned the country down for that.
Oh yeah.
They took that 20-second clip, and they got people so mad that they burned the country down. And then the autopsy comes out, and he was high.
Right.
It's in the autopsy. The dude OD'd. He didn't get killed by that cop.
Right.
He overdosed. But you don't hear about the autopsy till 6 months later when they already burned the country down.
Oh yeah.
This is the way that you're making your decisions.
Well, they were led to burn down the country by a special interest group who was feeding them more pipeline lies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep. Yeah.
A propaganda group was leading the way with it.
I don't know how anybody can be Democrat anymore.
Right.
I just don't know how. Like, and I follow people who used to be Democrats, and now I don't even know if they would call themselves Republicans, but now they are like on the other side of it because Democrats are just so full-blown communists. You know, we just can't do it. It's not good for you either.
Right.
You know, it's not good for any of us. It's like this whole situation is just bad. The homeless people in Seattle, the homeless people all down California fires, them not having any water. It's like, so what do they pay? California pays more tax than anybody.
Right.
They can't figure out how to get water.
Right.
You know, and I mean, like, the crap falls out of the sky. All we got to do is fill up the reservoirs. And they won't because they're worried about some fish. You know?
Right, yeah.
I'm just like, hey, at some point, the environmentalists need to be put on the back burner for humanity.
Right.
At some point, if that fish isn't going to live,
Sucks to be you,
then
fish.
that fish has got to go.
Right.
If it's the fish or me,
Right.
you know, I mean, even if it's the fish or my house,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I'm sorry, the fish is, I don't care. Okay?
Right.
Maybe that's what the plan was.
Well, think
Like,
about it. Yeah, exactly. Like Darwin says, like, yo, sorry. My species now is in the way of your sucks to be you, fool.
Yeah.
Like, is that one fish really demographically going to help out humanity or the earth? No. Last time I checked, because they were all worried about some chickmunk that eats roots in California too. So they couldn't, like,
Alright.
develop this land because this chickmunk lived there. He's the last of his kind. Chickmunks eat roots and stuff, which causes deforestation,
Well, and you can't, like, move.
erosion.
You can't move the thing.
Yeah,
I mean,
no.
if the chipmunk is so fragile that it's gonna die, and it can't live anywhere else. Like, you can't, like, we can't, like, go repopulate it somewhere
Right.
else. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's in God's plan for that thing to just die out. You know what I
Right.
mean? I mean, it's just the way it is. Or, you know, we don't have to make these mega cities.
Right.
That's
Exactly.
another thing, is like the way that we live is just boggles the mind. It's like, you know, and maybe it's 'cause I'm a truck driver. I go drive through these vast expanses of land where nobody lives.
Yeah.
And then we are all just grouped up like
Well,
freaking
that's how they control
sardines.
us too. All these big complexes, their buildings aren't apartments. They're goulashes.
Yeah.
They're ghettos. Like the
Right.
real
Well,
what a
and
ghetto
the
is.
more, like,
Control.
the more people get together, the higher the crime always is. It's like
Right.
that's where all that stuff happens, you know. You go to small towns, it's not like that.
Yep.
So, yeah. Anyways, it's 3:05. We should probably
All right. Well.
call it a day. We've been going for an hour and 15 minutes. So, anyways, maybe by tomorrow I will try to come up with some clips, and we'll try to get this show going to an actual, like, good podcast.
Right.
Like, it's, and the other one is kind of what I wanted that to be, where I thought, you know, I started with the Florida man. Maybe we'll do the Florida man again. But it's harder to do.
We shouldn't do Florida man. We should just do Democrat man.
Well, I mean, some
Democrat son.
of these, yeah, it probably wouldn't be a man. I mean, I don't know that any Democrats are men. I don't know if they have any men in their
Right.
party. They're all pretty, you know, none of them really have low voices. What's up with that? Like, why
Right.
do their voices go high?
Is my voice
know?
high?
Are you a Democrat?
No.
I mean, it's a lot higher than mine.
Oh.
What were we talking about at the beginning of this episode?
What we're gonna do? Like so.
No, it wasn't that. You read Twilight.
Oh. You're calling me a GAY?
You have a high voice.
I have a high voice.
You might be a soy boy Democrat. I don't know. Are you sure you're into chicks?
Yeah, I fucking love chicks.
How do you know? What if they're just beards? Do you know what a beard is?
Yeah, I have a beard right here on my face.
Yeah, there's another name for it.
No, trust me, I'm not one of them. I mean, I tried it a couple times to make sure I wasn't.
Yeah, how'd it go?
Obviously, I
Anyway.
hated it.
All right, well, on that mental image,
Woo!
to copy the Top Gear dudes. Plus, my voice is jacked, so hopefully it'll be better by tomorrow.
Right.
If you watch this, thanks for watching.
Keep it
Comment
going.
and
Heck yeah.
subscribe. You know, get some people to come watch it. If
Yeah, why not? Let us know what you want to watch. Let's develop it to waking
Yeah.
up.
Yeah. Well, maybe we'll have a segment called "Go to Sleep."
Yeah, yeah.
Well, we'll try to get some of these pink-haired freaking libs to come over to our side. I don't know. But, yeah. Anyways, bye. Have a good day.
Peace out. Keep it going.